Hello, Jim Adams here. Would you like to learn how to sell a cash secured put in a Schwab account? Well, I'm going to show you how to do that today. Um, but before we get started, I wanted to mention that I'm not a professional. I'm not a certified financial planner. This is something I do as a hobby, something that allows me to have a little bit of extra income each month. I doing cash secured puts as well as covered calls, and then I do some vertical spreads. I've been able to make around 1,500 a month on average. Also wanted to mention I do have a website and a Patreon page that are related to this channel, and you can find those below. But that being said, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so what I'm looking at trading in my Schwab account um, is ExxonMobil, which is ticker symbol XOM. You can get to it by clicking on research at the top. I'm going to assume you're able to find this page, but you can see it's market's having a pretty big down day. And if I look at year to date, you can see my hope is to get it right around 50, um, which it's been trading above 50. So if I can get it around 50, I'd be okay with that. And actually, if it got assigned, I'd I wouldn't frown on owning 100 shares of Exxon at that price. So let's go ahead and look at some options contracts. Again, I don't typically use this page. I just go ahead and switch to view full option chains. And so here I've actually got the option chains up. So I'm going to limit my search. I typically like to do between 30 and 60 days. So I'm going to leave it like that. And then I also like to do it, use a custom range. So I'm going to change this to 45, and I'll change this to 54, and then I'll click continue. And you can see there's actually quite a bit of premium today because the market's taking a little bit of a dive. So if I look at 31 days, and I'm trying to get it right around 50, I like to do 10% below what the current price is, and it started out the day I think 55 and a half, so 50 is a fairly good value. And it looks like I can get around 61 to 66 cents, which isn't bad for premium. And since this is a cash secured put, I'm only going to do one because say it's at a $50 strike price, and I'll have to have 5,000, or it'll use 5,000 worth of margin in my account. Um, so I'm going to go out a little farther because I want a little bit more premium. So for this month, it looks like, or for 38 days, which is May 28th, I can get closer to 70 some odd cents. It looks like it's between 73 and 81. I did mention before in other videos that I also look at Delta. I looked at Delta actually for this 38 days out for 50, and it's right around what I like to get, which is 20 basis, which is like an 80% chance that, or probability that it'll expire outside of the money. So I am going to go ahead and trade the 50 strike, and let's see. So I click on trade on the right, and it'll bring up a page that gives me details on what's going on. So you can see Exxon is down to 54.88. I also like Exxon because it pays a really good dividend. I think if I get it for 50, it may be 6.5% dividend, which is pretty good. Not something to frown on. So here it's showing that the bid is 73, mid is 76 and 79, which isn't bad. I'm going to do a market order, and I'm also going to say sell to open. So it's showing that I could get $73 for this, which isn't bad for 38 days. Again, because Exxon isn't a real expensive stock and it does pay a good dividend. So I'd be happy to own this. And I do know it has a delta that's in the range that I like. So, but you can play around if you want. You can say, well, I'm willing to take another dollar for the strike price, and you can see that actually upped it. You do take a little bit more risk. This is probably closer to 24, 25, 0.24 or 0.25 for the delta, which is more like a 75% probability that it will expire outside the money. But I like to keep my risk to a minimum, so I'm going to stick with the 50, and I'm only doing one contract. Again, I would need $5,000 minus whatever cash that I do get in this trade to be in the account. You can see at the top I do have available to trade 55,000. So I've got plenty of cash to actually do this. So let's actually review the order. All right, so everything looks good. Talks about commissions and fees. I'm going to go ahead and place the order. So it did go through. That's another reason I like doing market orders, because if I did a limit, then I might have to watch this trade a lot during the day just to get another $5-10 of premium, and I prefer to be done with the order or the trade and move on to doing other things during my day. I don't do a whole lot of trades. I do about 15 trades a month on average and make about $1,500 a month. So let's look at the order status and we'll see how things went. So there's XOM, which again is ExxonMobil, and I actually got 78 cents. So one thing I talked about in other videos is how they'll do price improvements. So I did a market, and you can see it says a price improvement of, what is that, $5. So instead of 73 cents, I got 78 cents. So I made $78 on that trade. I did maybe 2 minutes of research before looking for the delta that was around 20 basis. So in that short period of time, I made $78 minus whatever their commissions are. It should be typically for a single trade at 65 cents. So really, again, between 77 and $78. And it's not difficult to do. And, primarily I look at stocks that I'm willing to own. I've actually found that very few of my puts actually get assigned, which makes me think I may change how I do things, especially if there's a big correction, because I do want to own some of these stocks, but I'm okay with having the extra cash. So as always, if you have questions, please put them in the comments below. I do have a blog that relates to what I'm doing that I will also include that link. And finally, I do have a Patreon page if you'd like to join me in live events and you'd like a little bit of hand holding to get started. Become a patron, and we can learn how to do this together and learn how to get rich together, or not rich, but make a little extra money, or more than a little extra money. Again, 1,500 is nothing to frown on, and again, I'm 15 trades a month. You're talking maybe 3 or 4 hours a week doing this, so not a whole lot of time spent. So I hope you enjoy this video and tune back in. Thank you and have a great day. Bye bye.